Weekend with Herman and Sharron.
Here they
Hello.
are, right here, Sharron.
We are.
I have something I want to share with you.
It always scares me when you say something
Besides
like
our
that,
besides our
'cause I never know what it
special
is.
guest today,
Okay.
Julie Gillies is going to be right here in just a moment.
Yes.
But you've got to see the screen, and watch this. Look at that. That's Oliver Quinn Docell. He's 2 days old. That's the grandson, am I right? Grandson, yeah, of Rick Wolf, our production
it is.
director.
It's
yeah.
Rick's grandson.
Yeah, he's not our director today, but he's ahead of all production. Just 2 days
Is
ago.
that his first one?
I don't know. Is that
Is
his
it
first?
his first one?
Look
So
at
now he's an old grandfather.
But isn't it amazing how perfect they are? 2 days?
Yeah, I
Two-
know.
2 days old?
He looks like a big guy.
I bet he is. He's going
Well,
to be.
congratulations.
Yes. Oliver Quinn Docell. I love-
D-O-S-A-L, yeah.
That almost looks like
I like Oliver.
it's going to be a famous name.
It does, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Oliver Quinn Hospital.
OQD. Oliver Quinn Docell. We have a young lady with us, Julie.
Yes, we do.
Gillies. She has written a book that you will not believe what she puts in here.
She's got a great testimony.
In fact, in the green room back there, I said, because I read the books and I go, do you ever, when you finish it and you look back over it and you go, I don't believe I wrote that. Wow.
She said yes.
She said yes, yes.
True.
Julie,
Let's meet her.
come on. Join us for breakfast.
That's right.
Good to have you.
Hello, thank you.
Good
So
morning.
nice
This
to
is
meet
Sharon.
you.
You can
Good
have
to
a seat
have you.
right
Have a
there.
seat right
that
there.
matches your outfit.
It
See,
does. I blend in.
We try to, you know, my mouth. I go. We try to coordinate the colors. But I was sitting in a dressing room we have off the studio here, and just a little while ago, and I'm sure you've done this on the airplane or whatever. And I just kind of put my head back like this, you know, just kind of rest myself, and I went totally out.
Yes, he did.
And I came to, and she
So
was.
I went in there, and he's laying there on the chair like that, and I thought, oh, he died. He died, and
See, when you get our age, you always think.
You never know.
You always
no,
think.
you never know.
I was just telling
And he
my
was so peaceful. I had to watch his chest and see if it was moving at all.
I was just telling my son the other day. I said, you know, when you read about a guy dying my age, the next thing they say, boy, he lived a long life. You know, but the ones that die at 20, they go, oh, it's too bad. He just had so much life in front of him.
That's
So,
right.
so your book is fascinating and very revealing, and you have gone through amazing struggles. So we're going to walk through some of them,
Okay, that sounds fair enough.
Number one, you say to believe, and two struggles that in fact every woman experiences. These are the two, in your opinion.
Yes.
Okay. To believe that we are who God says we are.
Yes.
One struggle. Second struggle, to believe the stunning promises He whispers in our hearts. So, in your case, and I can understand it after reading, that it would be like, He loves me? Tell me your mom and dad and kind of
Some of
walk
your background. I'd
walk
love to
through
get to
this,
know you.
Yeah.
because Sharron always wants to know.
Well, I want to, yeah. I
When you
want
were
to get to know
saved
you
and-
first before
yeah.
we get into
And
the
in
book.
some cases, she'll even ask for your blood type.
No, stop.
Just kidding. It's, it's,
No, it's not
just, but tell me how this life that God now has blessed you with. But at the beginning, it would be like,
Yeah, it was a hard childhood. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. And our parents, my mom got pregnant with me when she was 16.
Okay.
And,
talk as loud as you can.
okay.
Okay.
And there was a lot of violence in our home and a lot of neglect. And so I grew up, I would go visit friends, and I would think, I want to be normal like them. And when I thought that, I didn't think I could be normal. I thought for me I was different. I didn't have sheets on my bed. We didn't have food in our fridge or in our cupboards most of the time. A lot of the time we didn't have essentials like toilet paper, just essential things. One winter we went without heat. We lived in Michigan.
Oh my goodness.
So I just, the way our family functioned, there was a lot of anger, a simmering undercurrent of anger.
Between the mom and dad?
Between the mom and dad, and there was frequent beatings, and I don't just mean like little spankings, but like when my dad disciplined my brothers, he would twist their arm behind their back and slam their head into the wall. That's how I grew up. He dislocated my baby sister's shoulder, dragging her around, whipping her around. So just a lot of violence.
Was he an alcoholic?
No, just had a rage issue.
He had a lot of rage.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing what kids, how they assimilate all of this, because did you think this was normal?
Well, I didn't have any other frame of
Yeah.
reference except when I would visit kids' house. In fact, I had a couple of friends come visit my house one afternoon when I was about 10, I think. And they walked in the front door of our house and they looked around and their jaw dropped and they said, "We've never seen a house like this before." And when they said that,
Wow.
I felt my cheeks getting hot and I looked around and I suddenly saw what they were seeing.
Now tell us, because it's in the book, tell us what that view
so
is.
you could kind of panorama around the room. There were filthy dishes, trash, dirty clothes. My siblings and I, we could never find a hairbrush, so our hair was all matted in the back, and we just all looked like orphans, basically. And our house was disgusting. There was a room to the left that was supposed to be a living room, but it was just empty. And our dog went to the bathroom in there, in our house, and that's just the way it was. But when they said that, and the blinders kind of fell off my eyes, I was so ashamed. I felt so much shame, and I kind of brought my friends out to the front porch and shut the door. And I thought, wow, I just had no idea. And honestly, the hot mess in me was just getting started. So my whole life was a hot mess to that point, but in me, the shame of being different and the longing to be normal started.
All right, tell me more about your parents. So, I mean, there's got to be some history of your mom and dad that would raise you in that kind of a house.
I don't really have a good answer for that. I don't have a relationship with either of them at this point. But I know they were young, they were extremely dysfunctional. My mom got into drugs, they got into partying. She was eventually declared an unfit mother by the courts in our state.
I was going to say,
so she lost custody of us, and the only reason my dad didn't is because he wasn't caught. He totally would have lost custody of us as well.
It's in the book. Well, I'm going to go forward and then come back, okay? Because just to make, but it's in the book. But you guys had waited for a number of days. You had no food, and you're really hungry.
Yeah.
Finally, your mother comes. She's got groceries, and something upset her to the point she took the milk, slammed it against the wall, sprayed everything over, all the groceries, threw them out all over the floor because of something you said?
Well, that's so vivid in my mind. I was 15 by then. My parents had divorced, so it was me and the two younger siblings, and she'd been gone for days, and there was a half of a sack of flour in our whole house. That's all we'd had to eat for 2 days. We were all starved, literally starving.
Sure.
And she was at a bar. I knew she was at a bar, so back in the day, you used a phone book. I got the phone book. I looked up at the bar. I talked to the manager. I said, "Is my mom there? Her name is," and I'm not going to say her name. And he called her to the phone, and that's what made her mad. She was enraged that I interrupted her. And so she went and got the food, but when she brought it, here's what she did with it. She threw it all at me.
So the food that you could have eaten is all over the house?
The milk, the milk was all over the floor. But the canned
Fortunately,
food,
the
canned food we could still eat.
Yeah.
So, but I was told I had to, at that point, it was so irrational. What she did was so irrational, it scared me. And I called an aunt who lived several states away. And I said, "This is what's happened." And they bought me a plane ticket. And I I went and lived with them for a year, and my siblings had to stay with her. So.
Wow.
And that's just such a tiny, tiny bit. A lot of it's not fit to talk about, honestly.
When did you see your potential? What age would that be?
I don't know that I saw my potential until way, way down the road.
So
the longing was there. The longing to be normal and to know that I was loved and to know that I could live a normal life was there. But I didn't know the potential for me to be normal was there because I just didn't. You don't know what you're not told.
So did you, since you probably didn't know the Lord at the time,
no, I didn't.
Did you want to live this wild life too? I mean, did you go that way?
I started to, but by the time I was 15 and saw what was happening to my mom, I made the decision not to, and I wanted to be as opposite of her as I could.
Good decision.
Yeah. And so I didn't really become a believer. I attended church, but when I finally became a believer, I was in my late 20s. And I'll never forget the hope and the cleanness and the freshness in my heart and the excitement that there was someone who loved me with an unfailing love.
Wow.
And then the dream to be normal, the realization that I could even attain that. I was in my prayer chair in my room one morning and I was crying out to God to change me and to use me. And I had sort of like a vision. I saw in my mind's eye, I saw a picture of a woman way down the road, like a quarter mile down the road, and she turned around and smiled at me, and she just radiated emotional health and joy.
So did you feel that was a picture of you?
That's what it was. God was allowing me to see myself way down the road, and I knew then that it would be attainable if I cooperated with him, if I believed him, if I dared to believe that he could take a hot mess like me and heal me.
And use that word, hot mess. Where did that come from, that term? It's hot mess.
Yeah, hot mess is something I think all women can relate to. And a lot of times we joke about it, don't we? Like, we think our hair's messed up and we say, oh, I'm just such a hot mess. But for me, it was more
Must
of
be a Michigan term.
But for me, hot mess was more internal. It was my insecurities, my fears, my inabilities, my lame. I felt like I was so lame. So I was just a hot mess on the inside. And so that's where that term came from.
It's at age 9, you wrote your first book, and a relative read it and said, it's horrible. Now, how did that relate to you? Because it's funny, and you also say this in the book, at age 11, 2 friends stepped inside our house.
That's what he was talking about.
I just talked about that one.
And then, but I want to go back to the book part. It said, in spite of my love for writing, and you say this in the book, I couldn't even spell. So you've got all of these. You've got these desires. You see the potential, but the average person would just go, "That's over. I'm done."
Yeah.
But boy, you are a excellent writer, because I read.
You didn't give up.
So many books, you know, and I can tell this one needs help.
Yeah.
But you've got the it.
But you know, it's a gift. God entrusted me with the gift of communication. And I feel like that's why when my uncle said to me, this book, you can't even spell. It was such an attack on my destiny. And
he probably didn't mean to hurt you, but sometimes our words do that.
Right. And I'm
and
a
we
word
never forget
person,
it.
and so words do affect me.
They do. Yeah.
Especially as a child.
Yeah.
Now, take me to your times when you started dating, and how did that work out, knowing your past?
Oh, it was not good. It was not good. Yeah, I went all the places I shouldn't go. I did all the things you shouldn't do. Because I was searching, this was before the Lord, I was searching for acceptance. I wanted to be valued. I grew up not feeling significant, not feeling valued.
Did you feel pretty, or?
I knew I was pretty because all the boys would ask me out, but that was just a face thing. That wasn't a heart thing, you know?
Yeah.
So your first meeting with the first guy, how was that?
What do you mean by that?
Did all of a sudden you go, I'd like to be married, I'd like to have a real home, I would like to have what all of this is supposed to be?
I was scared about marriage because what I had seen of it was such a train wreck.
I would think so, yeah.
I was terrified of it. So, and I didn't want to have kids because I had basically raised my brothers and sisters since the time I was 9. So I didn't want that, actually.
That really scars you, doesn't it, when you go through a time like that in your life?
It just makes you feel like you couldn't possibly do it because
Or
you didn't
that
have a good example.
That you would follow the same road.
Right.
Yeah, that's a scary. You say sometimes God allows life to get ugly.
Yeah.
And your parents divorced, getting ugly.
How old were you when they divorced?
I was 12.
Wow. And 2 went with the dad, 2 went with the mom.
3 went with the mom. And
3? Okay. And how did that, did they choose the dad and you choose the mom, or was it just done for you?
I think it was pretty much done for us. I don't remember having any say in it, certainly.
So your life, I mean, reading the book, it's like every day there was no structure.
Oh no, there was no structure.
You know, there are children going through that, just what you went through right today, right now.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, what is your message to them if they're in the middle of going through something like this?
My message is that you are valued, you are loved more than you could ever know. There is a God who knows the number of hairs on your head, and there is hope for you, and there's healing for you. We need that healing. When you're brought up under those circumstances, you have to know, you have to have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
You know, a hope. That's the reason I call this a book of hope and promise for women. Because it's God's promises that we can hold on to, and they spark hope in our hearts. And that's what a hot mess needs. A hot mess needs hope that things can change, that they can change.
You say, I've had so many meltdowns, I probably deserve an award. You say, during hard to believe situations, Jesus nudged me with a question. Why are you afraid?
Yeah.
How do you answer that when he's saying it to you? Because you refer to Mark 4:10.
When he's talking to the disciples in the boat, why are you afraid?
Yeah.
When he said that to me, I'd been a believer for quite a while, and I still can freak out like that. I can just
Meltdown.
Yeah.
What does a meltdown look like? You start crying?
It can look like that. At this point in my life, it's more of an inner battle.
Okay.
It's more of an inner battle. Like maybe people around me wouldn't even know it, but I'm thinking critically or negatively, or I just want to walk or leave.
Yeah.
You know, it's a temptation more, I would say. At this point.
Yeah.
But the question, you know, why do you still fear? It was, you know how when Jesus asks us a question, he knows the answer. He wants us to figure out why and when he said that to me, I thought, why do I still fear?
Yeah.
Why is that there?
But you were living in that environment, though. I mean, because you indicate that when you would try to sleep, parties were going on in your house.
Oh yeah, when
you
I was
couldn't
little.
sleep,
Right.
and you'd bury your head in a pillow, and you would go down and try to find. You know, can you just kind of tone it down?
Yeah, that memory's a hard one. I was about 9, and all my siblings and I were put to bed, and our parents were hosting this really wild party, and Steppenwolf was on the stereo really, really loud, and they were smoking weed, which we could smell.
Yeah.
And it's a very insecure feeling, and I became very angry. And I got down off the top bunk, and I went out there with my hands on my hips, and I just screamed at my mom, you know, what are you doing? We're all trying to sleep. Stop it, turn the music down. But I didn't say it like that. And I just went right back up to my room. I was just desperate for peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she got really angry about that, but that was my life. That's why I didn't feel valued or significant. Our parents didn't care enough about us to provide that nurturing atmosphere that a child needs.
This is where the Lord comes in to your life.
Absolutely, absolutely.
To show you that you do have worth.
Yes, exactly, and to teach me that He is my stability. When I'm going through things now, that little girl in me gets all quaky. I can have an inner earthquake, and yet He's our stability. And in fact, in the back of the book, there's a little section that's called Supernaturally Stabilizing Scriptures that really help when you drink them in.
They are.
When you have a father you cannot trust, how do you decide that you're going to have a husband?
And you finally did.
Yeah, and I finally did. It was just a desperation thing and an insecurity thing, I think, for me, just being honest.
Yeah.
So.
But you were able to trust somebody.
Yeah.
With your life. That had to be really hard to do.
That was hard to do. It was.
These are your words. Navigating the uncharted. That's what you had to begin.
Yeah.
I mean, because you didn't have a plan.
Right.
You were never taught a plan.
Right.
So now you're navigating something.
Right.
That your reference point is pretty bad.
Yeah. And that's where faith comes in. That's where learning to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying to you is so critical.
Did your husband know, the man that you married, did he know your background and all the problems you went through?
No. I don't know how much we knew about each other. I was married the first time at 18, but divorced very quickly because that husband started selling illegal drugs. I just walked away from that.
Yeah.
When I married the second time, and I've now been married 31 years to Keith, we were both hot messes, frankly. And it was a very difficult, because he had a really hard upbringing as well, not to my degree. So
you were fixing each other.
Yeah, fixing each other and doing the best that we could. And it wasn't until a couple years into the marriage that I got radically saved. He actually thought I joined a cult. Because he's like, I don't even know who you are anymore. You're so different. And I was like,
what did you start saying? I mean, what was the radical part?
There's just such a change in me that I was attending church every week, and I was reading this Bible, and I was listening to Christian television, watching Christian television, listening to Christian radio, and he was like, who are you? You aren't the same person. And I naively thought, next week it's his turn. I got saved, now he'll get saved. I ended up praying for 11 years for his salvation. He resisted. He was very antagonistic toward the truth.
Yeah.
But God has changed all that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, yeah. So he serves in sound ministry at our church.
So is he radical now?
Pretty much. He's still an engineer, you know, and he's got his own personality and quirks like we all do. But he's an awesome guy, very generous and good guy, really good guy.
Do you have children?
We have 3 children.
That's great.
Both our sons are active duty military.
Wow.
Good for you.
Yeah, and our youngest is 22, our daughter, and she's a preschool teacher. So look what the Lord has done.
Look what He's
done. It's miraculous.
That's right.
Do you speak at women's groups?
I do.
Did you ever think?
Never.
In a million years?
In a million years, never. In fact, God started giving me dreams. That's how I recognized that I was supposed to start writing again. I had forgotten the gift of communication. It all got buried under all the trauma. And He started giving me literal dreams. And that's how I figured out I had the gift of communication, because He told me, like, wake up, nurture this gift.
Yes.
Start writing, start speaking. And He started opening doors everywhere I went. And all I did was take one obedient step at a time and trust Him and try to do the best I could do. That's all I've ever done.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
That's right. Absolutely. That's amazing. Amazing story, really.
You talk about a fresh new default setting.
Yes. That's hope.
Hope lies before us, is your words.
Yes.
That's great to say that.
Yeah. That's what changes everything.
When you start sharing with a group of women, you know, there's probably some there that you see some of these reality shows on TV and they're millionaire wives.
Yeah.
And they're complaining.
Oh.
You know, and I'll say to her, I go, she just stepped off a jet. That is her husband's.
Yeah.
And she's upset. And I mean, and then there's homes like you lived in.
Yeah.
And it's going like, it's amazing how the situation you're in, you do not understand either how great you've got it, in your case, unbelievable lifestyle. I mean, it's like people live like you.
But what you said though was amazing, that you didn't know how bad it was until your friends came over.
Right.
Isn't that something? You didn't even know that you thought everybody was living that way.
Yeah, I had no clue. I had no idea that this wasn't normal. I didn't know.
Wow.
About 2 minutes.
Okay.
You can use all of it. That's your camera right there, right there.
Okay.
Somebody needs, as if you were speaking to
Needs
the
hope.
largest women's group in the world. They need.
Yes.
And there's only one in there that needs
Yes.
what you have to say. Share that.
Yeah. You know, whatever you've been through, whatever you've endured, whatever hard circumstance you are facing or have faced, whatever is in your past, there is hope. Grab a hold of the promises that are found in God's Word. Those promises, some of them from my book, From Hot Mess to Blessed, are, I will make you whole. I will give you a new identity. You are brave. You are significant. Those promises will spark hope in your heart. And if you feel like a hot mess, and you feel like there is no hope, and you feel like you're too far gone, that's a lie. God loves you. He knows you. He knows the number of hairs on your head. He has a good plan for your life. All you have to do is dare to believe. Luke 1:45 says, blessed is she who believed that there would be a fulfillment of the things the Lord had spoken to her. Latch on to Luke 1:45 and train your heart to hear the voice of the Lord and believe what He's saying to you.
Amen.
Thank you, Julie. That's powerful. There it is on your screen. You can go to that website and get your copy. It is well written.
Thank you.
And it's amazing. You have these little venues. Say it, know it, believe it. And
A personal proclamation for the end of every chapter.
After chapter. And it is enlightening.
Yes.
Get your copy. God bless you. Bye-bye.